My name is Emma. I am 14 years old. I should be in school, laughing with my friends, dreaming about becoming a doctor or a teacher. But instead, I wake up every morning beside a man twice my age, in a house that doesn't feel like home. The bed is cold, and the room smells faintly of something I can't quite place. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, trying to ignore the ache in my heart, the suffocating weight of a life I never chose, the life I never asked for. The man beside me is nothing like the father I once knew. His face is rough, his hands heavy. The sound of his snoring fills the space, a sound I've come to dread. I try not to think about how I ended up here, how my life went from filled with dreams and hope to this grim reality. I should be going to school. I should be studying, hanging out with friends, planning for a future that feels far away. But instead, I'm trapped in this place, bound by promises I never made, by a situation too heavy to escape. His name is Thomas. I never call him that, though. He insists on me calling him Sir, a title that feels too distant, too wrong. I'm still not sure if he knows my name. Every day is a blur of routine. He leaves for work early, his presence leaving behind a stifling silence. The house creaks under the weight of its own history, old, abandoned, like the things I've had to bury deep inside me. Sometimes I sit by the window, watching the kids from my old neighborhood walk to school, laughing as they pass by. I feel a pang of envy in my chest. They have something I can't even remember. My days are filled with chores and silence, the kind that grows thick and suffocating. I don't speak much. What is there to say? Words feel heavy in my mouth, as if I might choke on them. I've learned to become invisible. Safer that way. But sometimes in the dead of night, I allow myself to dream. Just for a moment, I allow my heart to race with thoughts of escape, of running far away, of finding the person I used to be, the girl who still believed in possibilities. I know it's a fantasy, but it's all I have left. There's a small part of me that still wonders, in the quietest moments, if my life could be different. If I could still have those dreams of becoming a doctor, of helping people, of standing tall in a world that so often crushed me. But then the noise in the house, his footsteps echoing down the hall, reminds me of the cold truth. And so I stay. I breathe in and out, surviving each day. And every night, when the world is still and quiet, I close my eyes and dream of a life I might never have. I try to ignore the voice in my head that tells me this is my life now. I refuse to let it completely sink in. If I can just keep moving, keep doing what I need to do, then maybe, just maybe, I'll find a way out. But where would I go? Who would want someone like me? The thought lingers as I wash the dishes, my fingers brushing over the chipped plates. The house is eerily quiet except for the occasional creak of the floorboards. I try not to think about how lonely it feels, how it echoes in every corner, every room. Even the walls seem to be closing in around me, whispering secrets I'm too afraid to hear. Some days it's harder than others. Some days, the weight of it all presses down so hard I wonder if I'll ever catch my breath. But there are moments, small moments that keep me going. Like the sunrise. Every morning before Thomas wakes up, I sneak to the kitchen and sit by the window. I watch the first light of dawn stretch across the sky, the colors of pink and gold breaking through the darkness. For a moment I feel free. Like the world still holds possibilities, still holds hope. It's a fleeting moment, but it's enough to get me through the day. The problem is, those moments of hope don't last. They fade too quickly, replaced by the cold, hard reality of the life I'm stuck in. Sometimes I wish I could be like the other girls in my old school. I wish I could be like Sophie, with her laughter that fills the room, her bright eyes that dream of travel and adventure. I see her sometimes when I walk to the store. She doesn't recognize me anymore. Maybe it's better that way. But then there's the rare moment when I feel like someone sees me. One day, as I'm walking to the grocery store, a woman stops me. She's older, maybe in her mid-30s, with kind eyes and a soft smile. She looks at me like she knows something I don't. Something inside me stirs like a flicker of hope in the dark. "Are you okay?" she asks gently, her voice barely above a whisper. "You don't look all right." I freeze, my heart skipping a beat. I don't know what to say. No one ever asks me that. Not like this. Not like they actually care. "I'm fine," I mumble, my gaze dropping to the ground. "Just tired." She doesn't seem convinced. Her eyes linger on me for a moment longer, and I feel something shift inside me. Something small but significant. She nods, but there's a sadness in her eyes. "If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. Don't let anyone make you feel small, okay? You matter. Even if it doesn't feel like it." I'm too stunned to respond. She gives me a soft smile before turning and walking away, leaving me standing there, the words echoing in my head. You matter. Even if it doesn't feel like it. It's funny how a single moment can change everything. The next day, as I wash the dishes in the kitchen, I think about her words. I think about how much they resonate with something deep inside me, something that's been buried for so long. I don't know why it took a stranger to remind me of my worth. But maybe that's how life works. Maybe we need others to help us see ourselves when we can't. And maybe, just maybe, there's a way out of this. I can't see it yet. I can't feel it yet. But her words, her kindness, have planted a seed inside me. And for the first time in a long while, I'm not sure I want to let it die. The days seem to blur together. I go through the motions, cooking, cleaning, pretending. But something inside me is different now. The woman's words, the stranger with the kind eyes, linger in my mind like a quiet whisper. You matter. It's a simple thing to say, but it feels so foreign to me. For so long I've felt invisible. Like I don't exist outside of Thomas's shadow, outside the walls of this house. But now there's a shift, a flicker of recognition within myself. Maybe I do matter, even if no one else seems to notice. The next morning I wake up earlier than usual. The sky is still dark, and the house is silent. I slip out of bed quietly, careful not to disturb Thomas. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I feel a pull in my chest, a desire to break free, even if it's only for a few moments. I walk out the door and into the cool morning air. The world feels fresh, untouched, as if it's waiting for me to take a step into it. The grass is wet with dew, and the sky is painted with shades of purple and blue. I breathe deeply, filling my lungs with the crispness of a new day. I walk for what feels like hours, even though it's only been a few minutes. The streets are quiet at this hour, the world still asleep. I find myself at the park, the one where I used to play as a little girl. The swings are empty, the slide lonely in the distance. But there's a peace here, A stillness that feels different from the heaviness of the house. I sit on one of the swings and push off the ground gently, letting the motion carry me higher. 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 I close my eyes and let the wind rush past my face, feeling the cool breeze brush against my skin. For a moment I let myself forget. I let myself imagine that I'm just a girl again, a girl with dreams of the future. And then I hear it. Voice. It's soft at first, almost like a whisper on the wind. But then it becomes clearer, more distinct. It's a voice I recognize. Emma. I freeze, my heart thumping in my chest. I open my eyes and turn around. Standing there just a few feet away is Sophie, my old friend. She's looking at me with surprise, her brow furrowed in confusion. Is that really you? She asks softly, her voice barely audible. I didn't even recognize you at first. For a moment I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I haven't seen Sophie in months, not since I left school. I didn't expect her to find me here, of all places. I begin, but my words catch in my throat. I want to tell her everything. I want to scream it all out, to share the weight of my pain, my loneliness. But I can't. Feels too much. Too raw. Sophie steps closer, her eyes searching mine. Are you okay? She asks again, her voice gentle, filled with concern. For the first time in a long time I feel like someone truly sees me. Not just as Emma, the girl who left school, who disappeared, who faded into the background, but as me. The girl I used to be. The girl I still am. I'm surviving, I say, my voice barely a whisper. It's not the truth, not the full truth. But it's enough for now. She nods slowly like she understands. She doesn't press me for more, and I'm grateful for that. She sits beside me on the swing, her presence a small comfort. We sit there in silence, the quiet of the morning wrapping around us like a blanket. I miss you, you know, Sophie says after a while. Her voice is soft but filled with sincerity. You were always so full of life, Emma. What happened? Why did you disappear? I don't have an answer to give her. Not yet. The truth is too complicated, too messy. But something stirs in me, something deep and quiet. Sophie's words are like a thread tugging at me, pulling me toward something I haven't allowed myself to reach for in a long time. Hope. I don't know, I finally say, my voice cracking just a little. But I'm trying. I'm trying to figure it out. Sophie doesn't say anything else. She just nods, her hand resting lightly on my shoulder. It's not much, but it's enough. It's the first human connection I've had in what feels like forever. The moment stretches on, the sun slowly rising higher in the sky. The park begins to wake up, people strolling by, the sounds of life filling the air. And for the first time in a long time I feel like maybe, just maybe, I'm not alone. If you enjoy the story, please like, subscribe and share.